Hello everybody, my name is Seal, and today I am bringing you the Evolve Stage 2 support tier list. This video was recommended by user Sin in my comments section. If you want to be mentioned in my videos, you should suggest a future video idea so I can make it and slap you in the intro. He also asked me to tell what perks you should use on these hunters, and of course, like always, this is going to be ranked based on a competitive scene, not a casual scene. So if some picks seem weird, it's because they are used to maximum efficiency in higher ranks or higher levels of play. So first up, we got Hank. Hank is still a great support. I would put him in the A tier though instead of the S tier like I originally did, because they actually did nerf him. Instead of full body shields on hunters, he actually only applies about 25 to 50% shields on hunters. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's 25 and then 50% if you add your class ability to it. He still has his class ability, which is shields, so you can add extra shields to hunters. His shield generator only blocks about one ability from the monster, especially like a tanky ability, and usually the damage will pass through to the hunter's health bar. So until the shield generator recharges, which is a very slow recharge, it's all up to the hunter to dodge. But if they do dodge, which in higher levels of play they probably are going to be, then your shield generator will recharge a lot and you will be able to maximize the living capacity of said hunter that's being focused. And what perks I would run on Hank? Usually it's a dilemma between perks for your team and perks for yourself. Usually the monster is probably going to go after you since you are a nuisance and making the team harder to kill. So I would recommend running survivability on Hank more than team perks. So personally I like to run double jump height and either reloader or cap, but I wouldn't recommend cap because it actually makes the shield generator recharge slower. So reloader makes your orbital come back faster and your shield generator come back faster, and the double jump height is just very good. It's like an extra dodge. You don't have to use jetpack to dodge abilities. You just jump up in the air and sometimes they'll go past you, sometimes they won't hit you. Double jump height is actually cracked in stage 2. Any survivability perks like movement speed, jetpacks. You can test out a range of perks for yourself and see what you like. You know, you have to choose what you dodge with best. I personally love jump height, so you can try that out or try out what you want. Next up, we have Tech Hank. And I put him in the B tier in my original tier list, and I'm actually going to keep him in the B tier because although they did nerf him by also giving him less shields to put on hunters, he actually puts on 50% shields instead of full body shields. He actually has the ability to put 50% shields on himself as well, which is very good because a monster that comes into a team fight no longer knows exactly which target to go after first because everyone is shielded. Usually in Legacy, the strat was to just go after Tech Hank because he had no shielding, kill him off, and then just go after any other hunter that's probably important, like the medic, for example. But in this case, when everybody's shielded, the monster has to actually decide who is actually more important. You're probably not going to be as important to kill because of your very slow shielding, so the monster will actually go after the medic, and your shielding is too slow. It could be a little bit of damage resistance technically, but the shielding goes away very fast and it is not very good in battle, but to set up it is very nice. His orbital is better than Hank's, but again his shield generator issue does put him at a lower tier than a regular Hank. And again, just like normal Hank, I would also run the same build on Tech Hank, probably double jump height and reloader, especially for that orbital. You want that orbital to come back as fast as possible, and his shielding, you want it to come back as fast as possible, especially while you're trying to shield the team during chase. Next up, we have Bucket. Bucket I am probably going to put in A tier with Hank. He is definitely a more offensive support. He has turrets and stuff. he has his new ability called the Mech Recharge, which instantly recharges any class ability for any hunter. So Assault Defense Matrix, Planet Scanner for Trapper, and most importantly, Heal Bursts for Medic. Bucket pairs very well with medics such as Slim, Emmett, Lazarus, actually very much pairs with Lazarus because the turrets will hit the weak points. But the Mech Recharge can recharge their heal burst, and they can use it like a bunch of times in the span of 1 second. If you just spam the heal button, as Lazarus you can probably get about 2 heals out, as Emmett you can probably get about 3, and Slim you can probably get about 7 billion, you know? And yeah, it is just such a better replacement than his head, and of course he is a offensive support, and you would probably want to run damage perks on him or poison perks. That is usually what you want to run, something offensive for damage to help the assault, because usually you're going to be wanting to help the assault. The medic is secondary with your Mech Recharge when they get low. Then we have Cabot. Cabot, I would probably place him in the S tier. Now, I know it seems like a weird pick to put him in the S tier, but again, this is for higher level plays, and in higher level, unfortunately, the meta is, in fact, damage comp. And damage comps are very good with Cabot because of his amplifier. They can literally melt a monster. It is so nice to see a monster's health bar just go white. And of course he has his dust tag, free wall hacks on the monster if you get it. It's a very large area, it's very hard to miss. His railgun does a ton of damage, does about over 100 damage per shot. I actually had a game recently where I had 11k damage in one match with the railgun. And he's just all around a very good support. And also he is not very likely to get focused by monsters, because usually they would want to focus a target that is easier to kill. The support has shielding, so he's probably not that easy to kill. Again, you probably want to run survivability though, because if he does go after you, you're going to want to survive as long as you can, and just keep amping the monster until you die. Like, you are not meant to survive as Cabot, but just amp as much damage from the assault as you can, okay? And just live on until you die. And usually by the time you die, the monster will already be dead as well, you know? And yeah, that's why I would rank Cabot at the at S tier, because he's just very good all around, and very quick to kill monsters. Also, I know I just told you to run this build on Hank and Tech Hank, but personally, I like to run, again, double jump height and reloader on Cabot. However, you could go a little bit more team-oriented. You could run double cap, you could run double reloader, you could run probably movement speed, I don't know, like, you could run survivability or team-based orientation. Both of them are good. If you want to survive yourself, run selfish perks. If you want big damage, run cap. If you want frequent damage, run reloader. It also brings back the dust tag more often. But yeah, and also your railgun reloads faster too with reloader, especially if you have double reloader, which means you can keep monsters off food more often. Then we have Sunny. Sunny is a more defensive support, and I would actually place her in the S tier because along with the upgraded Hunter jetpacks in Stage 2, it also applies to her shield drone. So they have upgraded thrusters on their normal jetpack, and then if they have no more jetpack, then the shield boost, the jetpack booster, will actually help them to dodge more abilities. And along with that, the shield drone, while it doesn't cover the full health bar anymore like any other shields, it does still shield people and is very helpful because it blocks about 1 ability at a time. I'm pretty sure since it shields less, it recharges faster. It is very, very fast at recharging, by the way. And her shield drone and jetpack recharger are just the definition of supporting your team, because you are defensively shielding them, helping them survive, and helping them with movement. They are very good. She's very good in chase comps. Like, you don't want the monster to eat buffs or get away. She's very good with Griffin. She very synergizes with a lot of hunters, and I would just put her in the S tier. Also, I would definitely run survivability on Sunny. You are 100% going to get focused by the monster, especially if you are boosting your teammates and giving them shield drones. If the monster doesn't want that, you are definitely going to get focused very hard. So again, jump height never goes wrong. Rocket King, you could run Reloader. If you want to be more team-oriented, you could definitely run double Reloader. Sunny's actually one of the few supports that could run with Swap Speed. Swap Speed is actually very nice on Sunny, so you can switch between the Jetpack Recharger very quickly. You could probably run Swap Speed, Reloader, or don't run Cap. Your Jetpack Recharger will charge very slow. It's only good for Tinkerbelling, which is not a good strat in Evolve Stage 2. So yeah, Swap Speed or double Reloader, or survivability, thrusters, Rocket King, and jump height, movement speed, anything that will help you rush the monster. It's all personal preference. I prefer jump height. Next up, we got Kala. I think we already know where Kala is. She's going to be going off the screen. I'm kidding. No, she's actually a C tier hunter, and you're probably wondering, like, what? C tier? That's actually insane. I'm actually reserving the D tier for this little last hunter right here, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. Kala, however, has a crap ton of damage. Her Banshee Mines, if you land the Banshee Mines on the ground, they will turn red, and each landed Banshee Mine does about the same damage as a Parnell rocket, which is about 70 points of damage. And you can place 6 of them. So 6 times 7. 6 times 7, that is 42 damage. You'll be doing 420 damage, alright? Kala blazes it. Her armor reducer is actually worse in Stage 2 because you can't use it in Dome. Do not use armor reducer in the Dome because it will take off time off the Dome if you do too much health damage. So her armor reducer is basically pointless inside of Dome, and outside of Dome, it's pretty good. I mean, you can take off health damage while the monster is attacking without Dome. I don't know why the monster would do that though in a higher level of play. Or at Stage 3, you can take off health damage like at the entrance, but usually you want to just kill the monster's armor at Stage 3 and then Dome them when they start running to get more armor. So she's still not very good. She's still very good at running. She can set a shield. She can set a teleporter outside of the Dome and actually have the Trapper teleport out of the Dome, which is good, but again, they are running. She doesn't really provide that much support, only shielding and running. And sometimes the running away can actually troll your team because they will get far away from the Dome, or you teleport Medic out of the Dome and nobody has heals for a second. And yeah, Kala is still just very low tier. She's better in Stage 2 damage-wise, but everything else-wise, she's the same or worse. So she's C tier. There are a couple things that you can run on Kala. She's a very offensive support. You don't really want to, like, survive with her necessarily, because even if you do get into a lick of trouble, you could always just run to your teleporter, so you don't really need to dodge that much. Just, like, in case you get too low, just dodge to your teleporter, like, save up your jetpacks to dodge to the teleporter and get out. So you could usually run probably either damage or capacity or poison on Kala. Hell, maybe even swap speed would work on Kala, but usually I would probably run like damage or cap or something for the armor reducer or reloader. The damage, if you take triple damage perks, it's like 82 pellets per mine, and if you shoot 6 mines, you can do about 480 plus damage, maybe like 490 damage per like entire clip of Banshee missiles in your arm. So yeah, I would just take very offensive capabilities on Kala, not really running perks, because I don't really care about running on Kala. Just run to your portals and that's it. And then we have Battle Cabot, and I've spent a whole entire week, about 14 hours on Battle Cabot, trying to elite him. I finally did, by the way, but oh my god, everybody gets mad at you for playing Battle Cabot. If you want friends, don't play this character. If this were a tier list on most fun supports to play, he would be an S tier, because he's definitely insanely fun. But in this tier list right here, he would be a D tier hunter, because he is literally a troll pick. His Solar Blast has so much knockback and such a big radius that you can actually mess up hunters such as Lennox, Slim, Paladin, Parnell, Hyde, any hunter that really needs to get in close to the monster, maybe Abe, maybe Jack, you mess them up because the knockback will knock them away. And sometimes you can actually kill your medics or kill your assaults or like reduce damage on the monster just from that solar blast. And his main gun literally does like no damage. It's like 40 damage points per shot on the railgun, and it's very minuscule and just unnoticeable in gameplay. His biggest like blast ability is solar blast, and you can actually miss solar blast very easily, and it only does 300 damage, which is not that much. Orbital concealment is basically useless, especially to legacy players who had to play with support cloaks for however many years, especially since we just played Legacy for 4 years. We had a 4-year break between Stage 2, so Orbital is basically useless now. And yeah, he just does nothing for the team. His shield projector is literally a projectile that you have to aim. You can miss your shield projector. Now, it comes back very fast, but the fact that you can miss it can actually put a detriment to your team sometimes. Let's say your medic is about to die and he needs shields. You shoot the shield projector, but he dodges the rock throw and the shield projector goes past him. Even if you blow it up, you'll probably miss it and the medic will die. He's the only support with a projectile shield that you have to aim and explode at a certain distance for it to hit a hunter. And he is just like, he takes too much skill for little reward. And that's why he is D tier. And the perks that I would run on Battle Cabot, if you are gonna run this support for some ungodly reason, you should definitely run double class cooldown. I know, it's finally different. It's finally a different build, but double class cooldown is actually amazing on Battle Cabot because you can get so many more shields and help your team more often, or just run survivability, run jump height, Lamau. So that is my Evolve tier list, and I hope you enjoyed. Please like, comment, subscribe, especially subscribe. 98% of my viewers are not subscribed to my videos, and share this video with whoever likes Evolve. You know, hopefully they'll like more Evolve content, and I'm Seal. Goodbye.